Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. Looking up into the lights, and he muffs it. And this will get out of bounds. No worries there, though. That still goes as a touchback. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. 38-yard line, 2nd and 9. Here's Hurts to throw. Quick slant here to Smith. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 16. Barkley inside handoff. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. First and he will find Smith in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Eagles put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Elliott good with a PAT. And it's now a 7-0 game. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it was finished off by a touchdown from Devontae Smith. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
Early part of his career, defenses really had to focus on his running ability, and they still do. But now, he's turned himself into a true dual-threat quarterback. When he plants his cleats in the ground and turns it loose, good things happen downfield. From the gun, it's Jackson. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Give that sack to Nakobe Dean.
Okay, partner, a couple points of interest right here, all right? Offensively, we see that they came out throwing the football, but maybe more importantly, the blitz that came defensively, they got right after it.
And you were telling me pregame before we came on air, you think this is something we could see a lot.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because this is a unit that wants to play the game on their terms.
Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. And some room to maneuver. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection. And now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League. And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover. So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their second drive. Following the interception, they're set up nicely here, already inside the red zone, knocking on the door, if you will. 1st and 10. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave them with a second and just a few inches left. That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target. From the gun, it's Hurts. Open man, he's got him. That's Smith for the Philadelphia touchdown. Devontae Smith with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. Pass incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
2nd and 10. Here's Jackson. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
From the gun, Jackson. Oh, and that is incomplete.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Eagles' defense able to hold. Well, down 2 touchdowns already. I guess they felt they needed to go for it, but still early, still first half.
I think conventional wisdom says, look, as you point out, you got a whole half to play. Hang in there. Don't give up any more points in this situation. Do a little adjusting at the half and come out ready to go. But sometimes those coaches can just sense their team. Maybe they're a little flat or they need a little extra inspiration. And he decided to go for it there to try and kickstart things.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Hurts. Over the middle, brought in by Dotson. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A first down carry for Barkley. The big man, Nnamdi Madubuike, there on the tackle. From the 32. Now here's a 2nd and 9. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Smith. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 19. Quick slant, Dotson. And the Eagles are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Hurts sets up to throw it. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Blowing that play up, Roquan Smith, as he gets the sack.
But that's what they have to do more of defensively. Not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. It's a pickup of 3, but still a little work to do on 3rd and goal.
It's now 3rd
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jahan Dotson from 13 yards out. And the Eagles have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. So what a start. It's not often you even get 3 possessions in a first quarter, but he now has 3 touchdown passes. Elliott good with a PAT, and it's now 21-0. Now second quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it as we resume action. Elliott now to kick this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing. time they get the ball.
Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throw right side, going to be taken in by Henry. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now it's Jackson. This one into the hands of Aguilar. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Jackson now. Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. And between the last 2 plays, they've moved it over half the length of the football field. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. Out route, and this is Henry with a catch. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that will bring up 2nd down. And he's got it. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson hooking up with Mark Andrews. And the Ravens are able to cut into that deficit. Down 3 scores already. This game was really in danger of getting away from them. They needed a drive like that, especially on the road.
Not only to calm themselves, but maybe tamp down the crowd a little bit because everything was against them. As you noted, this game could have gotten away from them very easily, but instead, the calming drive, now they have a little bit more confidence. Okay, we're back in it. All right, we're ready to go. That was impressive.
And the defense now needs to reciprocate. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Jalen Hurts in this offense trotting back out. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes. And
he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Complete, it's Dodson. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And 3rd and 8 now. Throwing is Hurts. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They've had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
A short throw caught by Andrews. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Henry. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Now Jackson. And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Ravens are back within a score. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14.
Ravens 14.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. They've seen their 21-0 advantage cut to just 7, so time to go back to work here, 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5. Again, it's Barkley. And he'll push forward to the 37, gain of 2. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Up the middle with Barkley. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 11 yards there, just like last play. Back to throw now on 1st down. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way, a dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. And the Ravens taking the field.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. To throw is Jackson. He's got his man downfield. That's Bateman. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Throwing is Jackson. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. And Jackson throwing once more. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Reed Blankenship. And the Eagles are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, Davis.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? Here's Hurts to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They gave it a shot with a deep pass, but it wasn't going to work there. And now there's less time for them to try and get 3 before the half. Let's see what they dial up on this next snap.
Now a 2nd and 10.
They'll throw now on the final play. Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter.
So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here. 3rd and long.
They'll look to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So we've come to half. We now proceed to the start of the second half. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter.
And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. The Ravens offense and Lamar Jackson set to take over once again.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Jackson.
He finds Bateman over the middle.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. From midfield now, here's Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. Here's Jackson to throw.
That's complete to his receiver, Bateman.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. He'll find Bateman once more.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. Jackson.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on 4th down. Jackson will keep it, and I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. He needed a yard. He didn't get anything. And the Eagles defense able to hold.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
from back at their own 10-yard line.
He'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley.
Shedding the tackle. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30.
56 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
They keep it with Barkley on first down. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
From the 35, here's second down and 5.
They'll run it again with Barkley.
And he'll get about 2 there to the 36. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player, and it appears to be Devontae Smith who's having some problems here. Here's 3rd and 3. Hurts. This one goes out wide for Barkley.
And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw.
Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Ravens are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw or maybe the ball's tipped or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
The Ravens offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more.
Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. And going deep for Hill.
That is incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now it's Jackson. Throw left side complete. That's Andrews. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
And I believe that gain on 3rd and long changes things quite a bit because this would be a very long field goal. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for it here.
Too long for a field goal, too short to punt that in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down.
And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line.
They've been burned twice already on 4th down, but the 3rd time's the charm as they keep the drive moving. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Jackson now. A short throw caught by Andrews. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
Henry will score. Touchdown, Baltimore.
You think back to some of the great goal line bruisers of the past, the Earl Campbells, the John Riggins, the Marshawn Lynches. I think you can put Derrick Henry right in that group as he scores there with another patented Derrick Henry run.
Tucker now for the extra point. He's got it, and we're all tied at 21. So the drive there took 6 plays. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. They'll need to regroup after the costly interception last time. It led to a tying touchdown. 21 all is where we stand, and they've got it 1st and 10. They begin with a run by Barkley. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Not a huge play, but I think they're more than happy with how it turned out. Don't be surprised to see them revisit that call because there was a lane there for more than just 5 yards. Put it in your back pocket and break it out when you need it later.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. And defensively, Baltimore's in a dime look here on 3rd. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he's going to be dumped there, but he does have a 1st down.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Shedding through the defense. Shows his strength at the 50. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. All even as we get ready to start. A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. A handoff to Barkley. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. 92 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. They'll go to Barkley again. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
From the gun, it's Hurts. Oh, no, he lost the football. Oh, one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. Hurts sets up to throw it. Airing it out deep for Smith. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. Boy, an incredibly aggressive move to go for it there. Game tied 4th quarter. You got to be surprised.
I am, and I know that we're in a new era of football where we look at the analytics sometimes, and a lot of the time, the analytics tell for it, right? But do the analytics take into account game situation, where we are, all those things? In this situation, I thought it was an incredibly aggressive play.
It didn't work out, and again, tie game, fourth quarter. Makes this thing a little bit more interesting. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. Now Jackson. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
A gain of 12. First down, Ravens.
From the gun, Jackson. Out route, and this is Henry with a catch. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. Again, Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Zay Flowers, 31 yards. And the Ravens have broken our tie and have taken a fourth quarter lead. So, Charles, just a shocking turn of events here. I mean, right when you thought this game had gotten away from them, they come roaring back and have taken a fourth quarter lead.
Yeah, you're going to make me wax poetic here. Well, I don't know how good that's going to be, but to me, this is a testament to not giving up. The ethic that the coach instilled in them, that work ethic, that idea that you're never out of a game. Well, this team has grasped onto that. They bought into it and have held each other accountable. They are never out of games, and they just proved it here.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Well, the pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the second half after a decent first half offensively. And they need their best drive of the game right here. That's some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down. Here's a give to Barkley. Room here to run. Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10. And did he get in? No. Down at the 1-yard line. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on first and goal. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Throwing is Hurts toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. They'll drop to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts finding A.J. Brown. And the Eagles are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So that drives 7 plays in length.
And it's capped off by an A.J. Brown touchdown. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Baltimore Raven offense returns, and we see wide receiver Rashad Bateman bringing him out.
They have to like what they've gotten from him in this game.
Think about the accumulation of catches.
8.
The yards per catch now, because you're getting more than a first down every time he's touching the ball. This is the kind of game you want when you're able to throw it out wide.
Absolutely. Over 100 yards, has the 8 catches.
Throw right side here, taken in by Bateman. And he is going to be stopped up at the line of scrimmage. And we'll have a stoppage as well as we have reached the 2-minute warning.
Now it's Jackson. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
Rashad Bateman.
61 yards.
And the Ravens strike quickly to take the lead here in the 4th.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. It's up and good, and they've jumped back ahead, 35-28. The drive there only spanning 3 plays.
And it's Rashad Bateman who finished it all off with a touchdown.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose. And this will get out of bounds. No worries there, though. That still goes as a touchback.
Hurts and the Eagles now
Down by 7. 1:54 on the clock. And no other way to say it. They have blown a big lead, but a chance to rescue things late. They'll look to throw. And he fends him off. And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on first down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid game to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Goes right back to Smith again.
And he's brought down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. He'll look to throw.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Man open left side is Brown. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
They'll come to the line. This is 3rd and 3.
Back to throw.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked off by Roquan Smith. And the Ravens have just about sewn up this football game. The baseball folks, Charles, they like to talk about the 3 true outcomes, a strikeout, a walk, or a home run. But for this quarterback, it's been the 2 true outcomes here. He's got 4 touchdown passes, but now a 3rd interception.
And it pains you to think that you have to try and tell him to rein it in. But at the same time, you can't just chuck it up there and hope for the best. And old school football coaches will tell you there's 3 true outcomes throwing the ball, and 2 of them are bad.
And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. They're going to look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. The Ravens send their punter out now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit.
And that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted.
Agreed, that's twice now in this 4th quarter.
As a quarterback, a lot of times you think it's all on you to make plays when you're losing. And here, the play's not there, but he throws it anyway.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Jackson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Oh, Jackson's going to throw it.
And there's a quick throw caught by Andrews. And even though he gets out of bounds to stop the clock, it's not going to matter. That 1st down going to be enough to write a finish to this one.
Jackson to throw.
Yet again, targeting and finding Mark Andrews.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete.
And he'll get about 6 there before he is taken down rather rudely and abruptly.
And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early. The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
Throwing now is Jackson. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over.
Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.